Welcome to this tutorial on how to use Cloudinary plugins in Vue.js to deliver optimized media. We'll go through enabling certain plugins, configuring them to achieve more specific results, and the recommended order of plugins. The Cloudinary Vue.js library provides plugins to render the media on your site in the optimal way and improve your user's experience by adding lazy loading, responsive images, image accessibility, and image placeholders. For the demo, I have created this simple Vue-free Vite and Tailwind CSS application that has a header and displays 3 project cards with images. The project card.vue component here is responsible for displaying the specific project card that contains a title, description, image URL, and some tags. As you can see, we have already imported the advanced image from Cloudinary Vue package and used it in a template. But we do not use any plugins yet. Let's add our first plugin. To do that, we would need to create a new variable called plugins that will be an array of plugins the image will use. Then we will add lazy load plugin inside and call it as a function. This plugin will help us delay loading the images if they are not yet visible on the screen. Let's inspect the browser to see how this plugin works. Right now we don't see any difference as all our images needs to be displayed in the viewport. But let's open our DevTools. That will also make the screen width smaller. Refresh the page. And now as we are scrolling down, we can actually see that the images are loaded when they appear in the viewport rather than being fetched initially. This helps improve performance of our website. Apart from just using the plugin, we can also pass configuration options. Let's imagine that we want the image to be loaded when 25% of it is visible. We would need to specify the bounding box around the element by using margin and add a threshold like following. The second plugin we will add is about responsive images. It will help us automatically resize the images based on the viewport size. To add this plugin, we will need to add responsive. If we inspect the browser, and more specifically the network request for the image, we will see that the URL now contains C-scale and W436 properties that make sure to fetch the correctly sized image for the viewport. If we compare the size of the image now, we can see that it is significantly smaller. We can pass configuration options to this plugin by specifying the set of image widths using property steps and giving it a value of array with the first element of 800. This means that the smallest image will have a width of 800. The third plugin will help us make our images more accessible to the users with visual disabilities. To add this plugin, we will need to add accessibility to our plugins array. If we inspect the browser and the network tab now, we can see that the images are significantly darker. This is the result of the accessibility plugin that added properties such as CO black and E-colorize of 70 to make the image more accessible. We can pass configuration options to this plugin by specifying one of the predefined modes, such as monochrome, dark mode, which is a default, bright mode, or colorblind. Let's add colorblind to our plugin. Our final plugin will be related to displaying lightweight version of an image, while the target image is still downloading. This helps avoid having blank locations on the page and removes the content jumping as the element is downloading. To add this plugin, we would need to add placeholder to our plugins array. If we inspect the browser, we won't see that much difference due to my internet speed. But let's add throttling. When we refresh the page now, we can clearly see the placeholder being displayed first, while the image is being downloaded in the background. We can pass configuration options to this plugin by specifying one of the predefined modes, such as blur, which is the default, pixelate, vectorize, or predominant. Let's add pixelate to our plugin. To achieve the best results in optimizing images, the recommended order of plugins would be as follows. First, lazy load, second, responsive, third, accessibility, and fourth, placeholder. In case you don't need certain plugin, you can just omit it. Let's review. You have learned how to use Cloudinary plugins in Vue to optimize images, how to configure them to match your needs, and what is the optimal order of plugins to achieve the best results. Check out official Cloudinary documentation about plugins for more examples.